Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the age-old question of who are the greatest NBA teams of all time. From dynasties that span decades to single-season juggernauts, we're ranking the top 10 teams that left their mark on the game. But this isn't just about stats, it's about dominance, legacy, and how these teams define the sport. Before we jump into the rankings, let's define what makes a great team. Sure, regular season records matter, but what separates the good from the great is postseason dominance. Playoff basketball is a whole different beast. It's where legacies are forged and pressure either creates diamonds or breaks teams apart. These teams didn't just dominate the regular season, they carried that dominance into the postseason, winning championships while cementing their place in NBA history. Oh, and by the way, these rankings are not just about rings. Some teams won it all with flair, while others had to perfect a balance of star power, depth, and chemistry. So let's jump right into it.
Catches, puts up a three, won't go, rebound Bosh, back out to Allen, his three-pointer.
At number 10, we've got the 2012-13 Miami Heat, led by LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh, aka the Big Three. Expectations for this team were through the roof after their 2012 championship win, and they didn't disappoint. The Heat finished the regular season with a 66-16 record, including a jaw-dropping 27-game win streak, the second longest in NBA history. This team wasn't just about LeBron though. They added Ray Allen, whose 41.9% three-point shooting gave the team a deadly weapon from beyond the arc. In the playoffs, the Heat faced adversity. They narrowly escaped the Indiana Pacers in a grueling 7-game series in the Eastern Conference Finals. But their defining moment came in the NBA Finals against the San Antonio Spurs. Who can forget Ray Allen's iconic Game 6 three-pointer to save their season? That shot alone cemented this team's place in history. LeBron led the Heat to back-to-back championships, averaging 25 points, 10.9 rebounds, and 7 assists in the finals. While they don't crack the top 5, their mix of star power and clutch performances earns them a spot on the list. Next up, the 1982-83 Philadelphia 76ers. Moses Malone's prediction of sweeping every playoff series wasn't far off, as the Sixers went 12-1 in the postseason. This team was absolutely stacked. Malone, the league MVP, dominated the paint, averaging 24 points and 15 rebounds. He was joined by Julius Dr. J. Irving, who finally got the elusive championship that had evaded him for years. The Sixers steamrolled their competition, including sweeping the Lakers in the NBA Finals. This was a revenge series, as the Sixers had fallen to the Lakers twice in previous Finals matchups. Their dominance that season wasn't just about star power, it was a testament to their hunger and chemistry. A quick question for you all: where would the Sixers rank if they had sustained this level of dominance for multiple seasons? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If regular season dominance was the only criteria, the 2000-2001 Lakers might not even make this list. They went 56-26 and struggled with injuries and internal drama, particularly between Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant. But come playoff time, this team was absolutely unstoppable. They swept their way through the first 3 rounds, including dismantling the San Antonio Spurs, a team that had the league's best record. Their lone playoff loss came in Game 1 of the Finals against Allen Iverson's Philadelphia 76ers. Let's talk about Shaq for a second. He averaged an absurd 33 points and 15.8 rebounds in the finals, while Kobe added 24.6 points per game. The Lakers' 16-1 playoff run remains one of the greatest postseason performances in NBA history. What's fascinating about this team is how they thrive despite off-the-court issues. Phil Jackson's ability to manage egos and focus this group when it mattered most speaks volumes about his coaching genius. At number 7, we have the 1986-87 Lakers, arguably the pinnacle of the Showtime era. Magic Johnson was the regular season MVP, leading the team in points, assists, and steals. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, at 39 years old, was still a reliable scorer, while James Worthy provided the athleticism and finishing that made this team so dynamic. The Lakers posted a 65-17 record and cruised through the Western Conference playoffs. Their finals matchup against the Boston Celtics was the latest chapter in the league's greatest rivalry. Magic's iconic Junior Skyhook in Game 4 was the defining moment of the series. This team didn't just win, they entertained. Their fast-paced, transition-heavy style was a joy to watch and inspired generations of basketball fans thereafter. At number 6, we have the 91 Chicago Bulls. This was the year Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls announced themselves as the NBA's next dynasty. After years of falling short against the Detroit Pistons, the Bulls finally overcame their rivals in a 4-game sweep in the Eastern Conference Finals. Jordan was at his peak, averaging 31.5 points per game during that season. But this wasn't just a one-man show. Scottie Pippen emerged as the perfect sidekick, providing elite defense and playmaking. The Bulls went on to beat Magic Johnson's Lakers in the finals, marking the end of one era and the start of another. This team's balance of individual brilliance and collective effort set the tone for their dominance in the 90s. Coming in at number 5, we have the 1985-1986 Boston Celtics, a team often considered the greatest in franchise history. Larry Bird was at the peak of his powers, winning his 3rd consecutive MVP. The Celtics finished the season 67-15, dominating opponents with their mix of size, skill, and depth. Their frontcourt of Bird, Kevin McHale, and Robert Parrish was unmatched, while Bill Walton provided key contributions off the bench. In the finals, they faced the Houston Rockets and made quick work of them in 6 games. Bird's clutch performances and leadership were on full display, cementing his legacy as one of the greatest ever. Coming in at number 4, we've got the 1970-71 Milwaukee Bucks. When you talk about dominant single-season teams, this squad has to be in the conversation. This was Kareem Abdul, then Lil Alcindor, 2nd year in the league, and he was already unstoppable. He averaged 31.7 points and 16 rebounds per game, earning him his first MVP award. But the Bucks weren't a one-man show. Oscar Robertson, one of the greatest point guards of all time, joined the team that season. Robertson's ability to orchestrate the offense and take pressure off Kareem was the perfect complement. The Bucks finished the season with a league-best 66-16 record. In the playoffs, they steamrolled the competition, going 12-2 and sweeping the Baltimore Bullets in the NBA Finals. Kareem was absolutely dominant, averaging 27 points per game in those finals. This team was a mix of youth and experience, individual brilliance, and cohesive teamwork. It's no wonder they became champions in just the 3rd year of the franchise's existence. One can only wonder how many more titles they could have won if Oscar had been in his prime or if Kareem had stayed in Milwaukee longer. The 1971-72 Lakers are at number 3, and for good reason. This team set the gold standard for regular season dominance with an incredible 69-13 record, a record that stood for over 2 decades. Led by Jerry West, Wilt Chamberlain and Gail Goodrich, the Lakers had both firepower and size. Wilt, in particular, reinvented himself that season, focusing on defense and rebounding rather than scoring. This was also the season the Lakers reeled off 33 consecutive wins, a record that still stands to today and may never be broken. The playoffs were a continuation of their regular season dominance. The Lakers beat the New York Knicks in the finals in 5 games, avenging their loss to the Knicks 2 years earlier. Wilt was named Finals MVP, averaging 19.4 points and 23 rebounds per game, proving he was still a force to be reckoned with even in the twilight of his career. This team wasn't just great, they were historic. Their 33-game win streak is one of the most unbreakable records in sports, and their dominance helped redefine what a championship caliber team looked like. At number 2, we have the 2016-17 Golden State Warriors. Let's face it, this team was an absolute cheat code. After winning 73 games the previous season but falling short in the finals, the Warriors reloaded by adding Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers in NBA history. With Durant joining Steph Curry, Klay Thompson and Draymond Green, the Warriors became an offensive juggernaut unlike anything the league had ever seen. They finished the season 67-15 and breezed through the playoffs with a 16-1 record, the best postseason record in NBA history. Durant was unstoppable in the finals, averaging 35 points per game and earning Finals MVP as the Warriors dismantled LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers in 5 games. What made this team so special was their ability to play both beautiful and brutal basketball. They could beat you with ball movement, 3-point shooting, or stifling defense. Their dominance raised the bar for what it takes to win a championship in the modern era. Love them or hate them, there's no denying the 2016-2017 Warriors were one of the greatest teams ever assembled. The only reason they're not number 1, longevity. While they were incredible, their peak wasn't sustained as long as some of the other dynasties on this list. And finally, at number 1, we have the 1995-96 Chicago Bulls. Is anyone really surprised by this? This team is the optimum of basketball greatness. Let's start with the numbers. A then record 72-10 regular season record and a dominant 15-3 playoff run to win their 4th NBA title. Michael Jordan was back in full form after his baseball hiatus, winning his 4th MVP award and leading the league in scoring. But what made this team truly special was the perfect blend of talent, coaching and chemistry. Scottie Pippen was the ultimate two-way player, Dennis Rodman was a rebounding machine, and guys like Tony Kukoc and Steve Kerr provided depth and shooting. Under Phil Jackson's leadership, the Bulls played with unmatched precision. Their triangle offense was a nightmare to defend, and their suffocating defense shut down teams on the other end. The Bulls beat the Seattle Supersonics in the finals in 6 games, capping off what many consider the most dominant season in NBA history. This team didn't just win, they intimidated their opponents. Players have said they knew they were beaten before they even stepped on the court. So why are they number 1? It's simple, they were the absolute perfect team. They had star power, depth, an iconic coach, and they revolutionized the way the game was played. The 1995-1996 Bulls set the standard for greatness, and 27 years later, no team has truly surpassed them. So there you have it. The top teams in NBA history, capped off by the legendary 1995-96 Bulls. But here's the thing about ranking greatness, it's subjective. Each of these teams had a unique legacy, whether it was redefining the game, breaking records, or simply dominating their era. Now it's time for you guys to weigh in. Do you agree with the rankings? Would you put the Warriors at number 1 instead? Or maybe you think a team like the 2007-8 Celtics deserve a spot on the list? Let's keep the debate going in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more upcoming videos and NBA content. My name is Damian Peters. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.